Welcome, 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 everybody. This is Martha Bodyfelt, your dating and relationship coach. And we are here and we are live and we are here to learn a little bit about how we can actually date in the best way that is possible for us as grown-ass women. So here's the thing. If I know you, you are at the top of your game professionally. You have wonderful friends, you have family that, maybe you are now learning to put boundaries with, and you probably have a 401k plan. You probably know what your finances are like, and you have been doing a lot of the work with your therapist and whatnot to recover from any kind of past wounds or anything. And so you as a grown-ass woman, you are taking radical responsibility for your life, and that's great. However, what we might be facing and what you could definitely be facing is, although you are taking ownership of all these other things in your life, something is still eluding you, that you are still dating in the very same manner that maybe you did 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or even longer than that, like when you were still in college. And so that is a problem that we are facing today. And that is what this training is going to be about, is that, are you dating like you were when you were 15 years old or when you were 20 years old or 25? And that, spoiler alert, is not how you should be dating right now as a grown-ass woman. And the problem is, if you are continuing to date in the same manner that you dated when you were a lot younger, you are going to feel frustrated. You are going to then start blaming yourself for not being successful at dating. And there's nothing wrong with you. Love is out there for you. But if you are not doing it in the correct way, that is going to make love elude you. That is going to make you feel frustrated. And that is going to be what is going to cause you to maybe just feel discouraged. And it might make you give up on love altogether. And so, why is this important? Why is it so important to learn the mistakes that you might be making as a grown-ass woman? The mistakes that maybe you might have been making as a 25-year-old or dating as a 20-year-old that you shouldn't be making now. Because if you keep making those mistakes, then you're going to think that love is no longer for you. So if you are ready to learn about what are some of those common mistakes that you might be making that might be causing you to date way too, like a young girl would, and you're not. You're a grown-ass woman, you are sophisticated, but if you are still dating like you're 25, you are not going to be successful in love. And so it's important to pinpoint those things so we know how to correct them. So you can start dating as a grown-ass woman, which you are. Start dating for the evolved, sophisticated way that you are right now, so you can actually attract a love that you really want. And the love that you really want is not the one that you're going to find when you're dating like a 25-year-old. Trust me, I know. So let's take a look at the three most common things, three most common mistakes that many women make when they are trying to date as a grown-ass, mature woman, but it's a trap that they're falling into, dating like a 25-year-old, which we're not going to do anymore. So mistake number one is that you might be relying too much on dating apps. So the thing is, dating apps should just be a tool, even if you, or not even using it at all. But picture this. If you are downloading the app and then you're just scrolling left and right and just being disgusted, and then you erase it, and then 3 days later you download it again, and it's just this vicious cycle, it's no wonder why you're feeling frustrated. That is something that somebody who has too much time on their hands, who is in college, who is just at the beginning of their career would be doing. And that is beneath you at this point. You are too mature for that. But when you start to do that, when you become way too reliant on dating apps, it's going to make you feel frustrated. It's going to make you feel lonely. It's going to make you feel like love is not out there for you. But that is a very common mistake I see the women that I work with, grown-ass women just like you, make. So that is a mistake that needs to stop. One of the number two mistakes I see is that women like you, they go and they procrastinate. They'll say things to push off dating, which is something that maybe an immature 20 or 25-year-old girl would do. That's maybe something that maybe you did when you were younger, but you're too grown up to do that right now. So what does that procrastinating look like? That might look like saying something like, well, I just need to lose 10 pounds first. Or I will date when things are less crazy at work. I am willing to bet you have said that in the past week at least 2 or 3 times to yourself. Let me know, just no judgment here, but I bet that is something that you have said. That is procrastination. That is not you trying to manage your career. That's bullshit. That is you procrastinating. Another one that I hear all the time with women that I work with, grown ass women like you, professionally successful women like you, is that, oh, when life dies down, when insert X, when the issues with my parents die down, or when I'm done moving, or when I finish this work thing, or when I'm done with this certification or this project, or insert whatever lame excuse they're using right now, whenever that is done, then I'll start dating. So the overall procrastinating thing and why that is a problem and why that is making you feel so frustrated in your love life is because then you are relying on some external thing as a way to make you feel good, as a way to make you feel like you're ready for dating. Being ready to date and dating as a grown ass woman comes from within you. It does not matter if work dies down or if you're losing 10 pounds or any of that. You're beautiful as you are. You're perfect as you are. You know that work is always going to be crazy. And so you know that's just an excuse. And it's an excuse that like a 25-year-old would use. You're better than that. You're more grown up than that. Oh, when life is less crazy. You guys, you know at this point in your life, you're 35 and better, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, whoever's watching this, you know at this point in our lives, life never dies down. We just have to fucking deal with it. And so if you're saying that, oh, once things get less crazy, that is when I'm actually going to date, right? You know, that's a very immature excuse. And you know, that is something that you are too evolved to use. And as you continue to use that excuse, that's going to make you frustrated. That's going to make you feel lonely because you know things are never going to die down. And you know it's going to make you feel out of control because if you say, I'm never going to be able to date, oh, until I lose 10 pounds, or I'm never going to be able to date until I get that promotion, or any of that bullshit, that is a mental excuse that you're using to push back dating, when the point is maybe you just don't feel ready, but you're not being honest with yourself. And as a grown ass woman like you are right now, you need to start being honest with yourself because otherwise you're going to continue to feel frustrated. You're going to continue to feel out of control. So the number 3 mistake I see grown ass women make, and they're falling back into like that dating like a 20 or 25-year-old, and you might be making this as well, and this is beneath you, is that you are comparing yourself to other women. Now, when we were younger, and we didn't know any better. That is what society conditioned us to do, right? That is what society told us to do all the time. Are you as thin as that other girl? Are you as pretty as that other girl? And as you've grown out of that, you might be saying stuff to yourself like, oh, well, she's not as successful as me. How did she get that guy? Or she doesn't know as much as me. Or she doesn't have as nice as XYZ. She is not as educated as I am. And when we compare ourselves to other women, which is a very kind of insecure, very immature thing to do, what is that going to do? That is going to make you feel less than. That is going to make you feel not worthy. That is going to make you feel insignificant. And if you are going and bringing that attitude to the table, how do you expect to bring in and date incredible men that you deserve if you're entering that from insecurity? Because when you are making that mistake of comparing yourself to other women, that is coming from a place of insecurity. And if you are approaching dating from a place of insecurity, nothing good is going to happen from that. Because what's going to happen is you are going to either A, self-sabotage, or B, you are going to attract men who are going to prey on your insecurities. They're not going to somehow make you feel better and save you like Prince Charming, but they could manipulate you. We're not doing that shit anymore. We had enough of that when we were younger, dating men that maybe were not worthy of us, dating men out of validation and insecurity and things like that. We're not doing that anymore. Because when we are comparing ourselves to other women, that is going to make you feel frustrated. That is going to make you feel insecure. And that especially is going to make you feel like you're not even worthy of love and that you're not going to be confident. So these are the 3 most common things I see my grown-ass clients who are just like you do when they're trying to date. They are too reliant on the dating apps. And in a future training, we're going to get into that, how to actually diversify your dating portfolio. But if you are being too reliant on the dating apps, that is coming from a very immature place. And you're dating like a 25-year-old at that point. You're not going to do that anymore. You're too grown up for that. That second one is that you are procrastinating. You're using weight and body issues as an excuse. You're using work as an excuse. You're using just everyday life as an excuse, which is taking the control out of your own hands and putting it onto something else. You're a grown-ass woman. Knock it off. We don't do that anymore. And then the third thing that I see women do that is making them date like a 20 or 25-year-old when they should be dating like a grown-ass woman is comparing yourself to other women. Now, when we make these mistakes and we're dating from an immature viewpoint and we're dating from an immature kind of stance, yeah, no wonder why it makes you feel frustrated. It's making you feel lonely. It's making you feel very isolated, right? It's making you feel less than, and it's making you feel like there's something wrong with you. Who wants to date when you're like feeling like there's something wrong with you? You know, that's like just not the great energy that you want to bring into your dating life at this point in your life. So, how do we fix that? What if there was a better way to date? Let me think about that. Let me approach that with you guys. That what could you do instead? If you recognize yourself falling into these patterns of procrastinating and relying too much on dating apps as well as comparing yourself to other women, what if there was a different way? What if there was a better way for you to date? Can you imagine actually having a personalized approach to dating that understands where you are, that recognizes where you're coming from, and truly understands the unique needs of you as a grown-ass woman who's busy, who's had relationships before, who might be feeling a little bit hesitant, but she knows that she still wants love because she's sick and tired of coming home to an empty apartment? What if there was a personalized approach that understood your unique needs as a grown-ass woman and not just as like a 19-year-old or 25-year-old just out there at the bars? What you need is that personalized approach that recognizes your uniqueness and your sophistication. What you need is a program that is catering to you, that is not saying, oh, just sign up for a whole bunch of dating apps and go and have fun, or just put on some red lipstick and be cute and wear a dress and smile. What kind of patronizing bullshit is that? What you need is something who recognizes you, an approach that is personalized to you, and an approach that understands where you are coming from at this point in your life and understands your unique dating needs. That is what you need. And the great thing is, there is an approach that is out there to do that. But the problem is, it's not going to be an approach like everything else that you learned before. Because honestly, if anything worked in your past that was actually successful for a grown-ass woman like you, you would not be feeling frustrated. What you need to feel, and what it's possible for you to feel, is completely confident, is completely aware of having an approach that is actually going to serve you, is a DNA dating framework that is actually going to get you from where you are right now, which is wanting love and finding but feeling frustrated about it, is going to get you an approach that is a foolproof way to take you from where you are, wanting to have wonderful love, but feeling frustrated, to actually knowing how to date successfully. So you're able to repel all the loser guys and attract the incredible men that you deserve to be in connection with, regardless of where you are in the country or regardless of where you are in the world. If an approach, a personalized approach, that is sensitive and caters to exactly who you are and what you have to offer and where you want to be and what you want out of a relationship at this very unique time in your life, if that is something that you are interested in, I would love to invite you to speak with me about that. Because over just a 30-minute coffee chat, what we can absolutely do is discuss your unique needs. And I'm happy to share with you how my dating programs, whether it's the Ready for Love group program or the 6-month Empowered Dating Strategy, which is going to actually be on sale and it's going to be launching in April, can actually help you close that gap from where you are right now, a grown-ass woman who's feeling frustrated because she's dating like a 25-year-old and she's making all of those mistakes. We're going to close that gap from where you are right now to where you can be in actually a very short amount of time, which is feeling confident, fearless, and actually knowing how to go and find and keep the incredible love you want. So if you are watching this, whether it's the live one, hey everybody, or whether it is the on-demand one afterwards and hey everybody there, If that is something that appeals to you, where you truly know that that love is waiting for you, but you know that how you're trying to find him right now is just not working and you're almost ready to give up on it, although you really do want love and you're a romantic at heart, now is the time to reach out to me and schedule a no BS, just coffee chat over a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, whenever you want to schedule that. We can actually talk about your unique needs and how working with me can actually close that gap from where you are right now to where you want to be finding incredible, secure love. Personally, I love working with women just like you. I don't want to work with the 20-year-olds and the 25-year-olds. I love working with women who know who the hell they are, who've paid their dues, who are these badass women who want incredible love, and they know they just need to have a right approach to go and get that. So if that is you, definitely schedule your coffee chat with me. You can either DM me or you can go and book it in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you. And remember, just because dating like a 25-year-old is not working for you right now doesn't mean that love is not out there waiting for you. All you need to do is learn that personalized approach that is going to guarantee success for you. So I look forward to sharing that with you and showing you how to get that. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'm going to talk to you really soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.